Title: A disturbing cycle, tribal feud escalates, claiming 3 innocent lives in Ghotki. TLDR: A vicious tribal vendetta continues in Ghotki, Sindh, with the tragic loss of 3 more lives, including a father, his 11-year-old daughter, and a shop owner. A random bystander was also injured. A rival tribal group is suspected, with law enforcement launching investigations, and an attempt to arrest a tribal leader involved in the feud was unsuccessful. However, the question remains, how can this cycle of violence be broken? The story. In the latest act of a deadly feud between the Sawand and Sundrani tribes in Ghotki district, Sindh, a father and his young daughter met an untimely end while innocently buying groceries. The violence didn't spare a shopkeeper either, who happened to be present during the brutal attack. A passerby identified as Imam Baksh Somro was also caught up in the crossfire. But what could possibly be the reason behind such unrelenting violence? The victims, Ghoz Baksh Sawand and his 11-year-old daughter, Bushra, were enjoying a casual conversation with the shopkeeper, Ali Asghar team, when their lives were cut tragically short. 4 attackers, suspected members of the Sundrani tribe, rode in on 2 bikes and unleashed a deadly barrage of bullets from AK-47 assault rifles before making their exit. But why the child, and why the shopkeeper? Is tribal vendetta so deeply entrenched that any member, however unrelated to the conflict, must pay the price? This horrific incident is not an isolated case. Just 3 months prior, Dr. Ajmal Sawand, an associate professor at Sakur Iba University, who was also a member of the Sawand tribe and a prominent figure in the academic community with a foreign PhD in artificial intelligence, was tragically killed. His family had blamed the Sundrani tribe for his death. So, does this cycle of violence and revenge ever end? Adding another layer of complexity to the situation, a failed attempt to arrest Sardar Tego Khan Tegani, a tribal chieftain allegedly linked with dacoits of Riverine land, occurred. He reportedly escaped to Punjab, further challenging the law enforcement efforts in the region. He stated the attempted arrest was politically motivated, sparking questions on the underlying motives at play. Could politics be a driving factor, or is it a diversion from the grim reality of tribal feuds? Now, the hard task lies with the police, tasked with untangling this web of violence, retribution, and potential political manipulation. The tribal feud has claimed more lives, and, as yet, there seems to be no end in sight. How can the cycle be broken, and how can justice be served for the innocent lives lost? Discussion point. In a world that's increasingly connected and globalized, how can we address and resolve such deeply rooted tribal disputes? And how can we ensure that innocent lives are not lost in the crossfire of these ancient feuds? First seen at the Express Tribune.